is the African News Update on Tobacco News. The headlines: 20-year-old student enters Uganda's 2026 presidential race. Ghana Armed Forces urge caution over speculation on deadly Air Force helicopter crash. Kenya Revenue Authority issues guidelines on taxable and exempt gratuity payments. Israel in talks with South Sudan over potential Palestinian resettlement from Gaza. We'll start today with a focus in politics. 20-year-old student enters Uganda's 2026 presidential race. A 20-year-old senior 6 student, Jorine Najjemba, has officially launched her bid for Uganda's presidency in the 2026 elections, challenging longtime incumbent President Yoweri Museveni. She finished high school last year. She says she offers a fresh alternative for a new Uganda for everyone, calling for leadership rooted in humanity and understanding. The move follows the 2017 constitutional amendment that removed the age limit for presidential candidates, allowing young aspirants to contest. She would join a crowded race as Museveni seeks another term after nearly 4 decades in power. Still in politics, Ghana Armed Forces urge caution over speculation on deadly Air Force helicopter crash. The Ghana Armed Forces has urged the media and public commentators to avoid spreading unverified claims about the recent Air Force helicopter crash in the Ashanti region, which tragically killed all 8 personnel on board. In a statement, Acting Director General of Public Relations Captain V.A. Arnon warned that speculative reports could mislead the public and deepen the grief of the bereaved families. He confirmed that a thorough investigation is underway, including possible collaboration with international agencies, and appealed for respect for the fallen, calling them patriots whose memories should be honored. Moving to economy. Kenya Revenue Authority issues guideline on taxable and exempt gratuity payment. The Kenya Revenue Authority has clarified that the tax treatment of gratuity payment following the Finance Act 2025. Starting July 1, 2025, gratuity earned after this date will be exempt from tax income. However, payment relating to periods before July 2025 remain taxable and must be treated as part of employment income spread across the relevant years of accurate assessment. Employers paying gratuity into registered pension schemes for periods before July 2025 may benefit from tax relief subject to limits. KRA emphasized that these directives apply to both private and public pension schemes to ensure compliance with the new tax rules. Shifting focus to international relations. Israel in talks with South Sudan over potential Palestinian resettlement from Gaza. Israel is reportedly in talks with South Sudan over the potential resettlement of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip, a move that rights experts warn could amount to ethnic cleansing. 6 sources confirmed discussions involving Israeli officials exploring the establishment of temporary camps in South Sudan, a nation already grappling with conflict and famine. While Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the plan as a voluntary migration, details remain unconfirmed, with both South Sudan and Israel declining comment. Egypt has expressed strong opposition, citing fears of a refugee influx, and U.S. officials says that they are aware, but not directly involved in the talk. You're watching the African News Update on Tobacco News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In international relations, U.S. sanctions Congolese militia. The United States has announced sanctions against the Congolese militia, the Paraco FM, a Congolese mining company, and 2 Hong Kong-based exporters over armed violence and illicit mineral trade in eastern Congo. The Treasury Department said the group controlled key mining sites in Mubaya, a region producing 15% of the world's coltan, using electronics and aerospace. The sanctions aim to curb illegal trade, support ongoing peace talks in Doha, and encourage Western investment in Congo's mineral-rich regions. Officials stress that targeting Paraco FF is intended to discourage profiteers from undermining peace, while broader diplomacy continues. Moving on in international relations, Egyptian president rejects unilateral action on Nile. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has firmly rejected any unilateral action on the Nile River, warning that Egypt will not compromise its water rights. Speaking alongside Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni in Cairo, Sisi highlighted that Egypt and Sudan receive only about 85 billion cubic meters of Nile water, just 4% of the river's total flow, and stressed that relinquishing the share would threaten Egypt's very survival. While supporting development projects in upstream countries, Sisi insisted that such initiative, including Ethiopia's nearly completed Grand Renaissance Dam, must not reduce the water reaching Egypt amid ongoing negotiations under African Union mediation. Turning to entertainment, Tems advocates for women in music. Nigerian Afropop sensation Tems has openly opened about the challenges women face in male-dominated music industry, saying that people do not respect women and highlighting the high personal cost female artists often pay to succeed. The two-time Grammy winner, who has collaborated with Beyonce and Rihanna and boasts over 17 million monthly Spotify listeners, launched the Leading Vibe initiative in Lagos to mentor young African women in music. Tems, also part of US football club San Diego FC, says her success stemmed from being authentic and audacious, refusing to compromise her sound or style, and hopes her work will make it easier for women to access opportunities and wider audiences. Now in sports, CAF sanctions Kenya again over security breaches at CHAN tournament. The Confederation of African Football has sanctioned Kenya for the second time in 2 weeks over serious security breaches at the African Nation Championship. CAF has limited entry to Kasarani Stadium to 27,000 fans with Sunday's Group A match against Zambia, allowing only electronic ticket holders, and warned that future matches could be relocated if lapses continue. The governing body cited incidents including overcrowding, perimeter fence breaches, use of tear gas and live ammunition near spectators, and inadequate medical and security measures, urging swift action to safeguard fan safety and uphold the tournament's integrity. That concludes our African news update for today. Stay tuned for more African news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Jorine Najjemba. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.